Mr. Speaker, sir, advancements in information and communications technology, or ICT, have transformed our society and the way we live, work and play. We are living in an increasingly interconnected world enabled by digital technology, and the inadvertent rise of the Internet of Things, or IoT, will accelerate our dependency on technology to an unprecedented level in the near future. Singapore remains one of the most connected countries in the world. Internet penetration rate in Singapore is at 82.2%, much higher than the global average, and 70% of Singaporeans are active on a social media platform, more than double the global average of 34%. The explosive growth of ICT has ushered in a golden age of digitalization and has been instrumental in enabling research, applied science, healthcare, transportation, and urban development, just to name a few areas. Building upon a robust ICT infrastructure is also the vision of transforming Singapore into a smart nation. Yet the exponential growth of ICT and our increasing dependency on digital systems has heightened our vulnerability to cyber incidents. These cyber incidents can take the form of cybercrime aimed at siphoning money from corporations and individuals, cyber terrorism and espionage aimed at crippling government systems and pilfering sensitive information, or even seemingly innocuous cyber pranks that could lead to widespread havoc and social disruption. In Singapore, our government systems were also not spared from such incidents. We have heard various members in the House already refer to the incidents and the attacks carried out against MINDEF and also our institutes of higher learning. What is more foreboding is the Cybersecurity Agency's, or CSA's, warning that there have been consistent and concerted efforts to penetrate our government's IT systems. Thus, the introduction of the Cybersecurity Bill is not only much needed, it is also timely. I do, however, have some points that I would like to raise for discussion and for consideration. Clause 4 of the bill has vested the Minister with the authority to appoint a Cybersecurity Commissioner and his team of high-ranking cybersecurity officials who have a wide range of duties pertaining to the cybersecurity efforts in Singapore. Although the appointment of the team will help ensure that efforts across ministries and statutory boards are coordinated and policies are implemented consistently, greater clarity perhaps needs to be given on how this jurisdiction will be established. Will the recently established GovTech taking on the role of Chief Information Officer of the government and CIA already monitoring cybersecurity, how will the new established centralized cybersecurity office work alongside these agencies? How can we ensure that there are no duplication of duties? And more importantly, what is the unique value add that the centralized cybersecurity office will bring to our cybersecurity ecosystem that GovTech and CSA are not already doing? Part 3 of the bill has vested the Cybersecurity Commissioner with the authority to designate computers and computer systems as critical information infrastructures, or CIIs, and empower the Cybersecurity Office with greater oversight over these systems. While the bill has set out some guidelines regarding the criteria of designating CIIs, perhaps more consideration needs to be given also on how the status of a CII is designated and what constitutes the phrase essential services. For example, Clause 1 in Part 3 of the bill suggests that a CII can be defined as a computer or computer system that is necessary for the continuous delivery of essential services in Singapore. Although some services might not be regarded as quote-unquote essential, they could be considered significant, as any disruption of these entities could have a serious socio-economic impact. Moreover, there could also be private organizations that would require the appropriate assistance, advice, and more critically, protection in this area too. On a related note, if an organization's computer system, especially a commercial one or private one, is designated as a CII, and how much access to its database would the Cybersecurity Office have? For example, if the computer system contains sensitive personal data like health records from insurance companies or investment portfolios from private banks and private organizations, how would cybersecurity be balanced with intrusion into the privacy of the individual? I noted that Minister earlier mentioned that cybersecurity officers are going to be bound by certain very clear guidelines and perhaps even legislation or laws with regard to ensuring confidentiality when they access such information, but I think we can't deny that there are some potential ethical dilemmas that could arise when cybersecurity officers, in the course of their work, gain access to personal data that contains identifiers when the providers of that information did not give explicit consent for the information to be used or accessed. While it might not fall strictly under the rubric of the proposed bill, how can we provisionally use the bill to manage the issue of fake news? Now, I'm aware that the Parliamentary Select Committee will no doubt present its views on how the issue of fake news can be tackled in due time. But until then, can we utilize the provisions in this bill to take action against the perpetrators of fake news? If someone were to hack into a government agency's system, then issue falsehoods via that agency's website or automated broadcast system, then can the government take issue with the perpetrators for committing a cybercrime and also prosecute them for what the hacking resulted in? For example, if someone hacks into the Singapore Police Force website or creates a fake SPF site to spread fake news of terror acts, how would the government deal with the perpetrators and the ensuing chaos that possibly could result from this cybercrime? Fake news, as we all know, can lead to widespread panic that erodes the trust in public institutions. So can the Cybersecurity Office hold the perpetrators of such cybercrimes responsible for the consequences of their crime? Or will the crime fall under other legislation such as the Computer Misuse Act? And if so, how can the Cybersecurity Bill complement the legislation under the Computer Misuse Act? Mr. Speaker, sir, advancements in science and technology have always benefited humanity by enhancing conveniences in our daily lives and enabling us to do things that once existed only in our imagination. At the same time, there will always be deviant individuals who will use science and technology for criminal activities or subversive purposes. Consider how nuclear power has allowed humanity to make significant progress. Yet that same nuclear power and capability in the hands of the wrong individual can have catastrophic consequences for humanity. Digitization and internet technological advancement are no different. As much as they have tremendous benefits for humanity, there is a dark side to this as well. At best, cyber pranksters can cause widespread inconvenience. At worst, cyber terrorists can cause the deaths of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of innocents. I thus believe that it is timely that the government is taking steps to address the critical issue of cybersecurity, and I stand in firm support of this bill. Thank you.